What's happening, YouTube? I'm Transient. Welcome to my channel. As always, we are playing Watcher of Realms. Guys, I hope you're well. So, a lot is happening this weekend. It is a very, very big weekend. Now, whether the devs intended it to be this, let's say, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, I don't really know. But it now is a huge weekend. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail as to my opinions on that. I might do that in another video. The reason for this video is to discuss a very specific issue. So, what's coming? It is the Hero Selector coming on the banner with Van Helsing, which is a very good opportunity for in fact, every single player in the game. Unless, of course, you're someone like Mango, who pretty much has every single character bar like one, then you can afford to skip if you feel you got every hero. But most people, and I mean like 98%, can benefit from this for either getting awakenings for specific heroes that they want, or to try and get heroes that they don't have. And myself, as always, I'll be trying to get one of two heroes, Nazar or Airless. But anyway, the purpose of this video is to discuss I'm not going to suggest who you should get. I'm just going to discuss who are probably the best options. Now, this is slightly different to what I did last time. Last time I thought it might be a good idea just to do a top 5 of heroes that one or a lot of people might want to choose. And then, having been through that and thought about it some more, I actually think that's probably not a really great idea. Now, the reason being is because everyone's account is different. Now, it might make sense that for people who are new to the game, a top 5 might be a useful thing, because you would think, oh, clearly these are the 5 best. But everyone's account is different. I've been playing this game for over 2 years. I don't have Ellis and I don't have Nazar, which is infuriating. And those two are one of the best heroes in the game. They're literally everywhere, and I don't have them. Which is, now most people who've been playing this game for 2 years probably have both of them, probably with a lot of awakenings. Strange that. Yet, for example, someone like Dr. D's, who's been playing a similar amount of time, I'm assuming, he doesn't have Valara, and my Valara is A5. And this is what I mean in terms of everyone's account is different. So, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to discuss, the way I'm going to put it is this. I'm going to basically list, now I actually brought it down to 15? Yeah, about 15. Basically, I'm going to talk about the 15 biggest needle pushers in this game. Because when you want to select on this hero selector, you want to basically to select only the needle pushers. Now, because obviously there are about 200 heroes, and I don't know how many Legos exactly. I'm not even going to count. A lot. Obviously, some of the best are ancients, some of the best are limited. But there are still some pretty big needle pushers from the regular summoning pool. And those are the ones that you want to summon for. And so I'm just going to list, if you will, and this is in no particular order. I'm just going to randomly discuss 15 huge needle pushers. Now, and I think if you don't have any of these heroes, this is the list you need to be working from if you don't have any of them, or you don't have a few of them. Okay, so, and only because this is how I wrote them down, this is how I'm going to do it. So, the first one I talked about was Beelzebub. Beelzebub is fantastic. I remember when he first came out, now, I keep name dropping, I don't know why, just because I remember these things. Fastidious, I remember at the time, was saying that Beelzebub was his favorite character when Beelzebub first came out. He's now used almost everywhere. He's incredibly powerful. His awakenings are fantastic. In terms of, and obviously he's got a lot of resurgence with the cultists being pretty big now, especially in Matrix. He also, because I cannot remember his name, one content creator created a video using him for Gear Raid 3, which no one probably at the time thought was even a thing. So he can pretty much used everywhere, and he's awesome. He's also used in GVG, and he's one of the better, or one of the best BB characters in the game. If you don't have Beelzebub, he's definitely one that you should consider, especially if you want to push for things like Matrix. Okay, next one is a healer, only because this is where I wrote it down, is where is her face? Airless. Airless is quite possibly the best healer in the game. She is basically, it's between her, Elowen, and Narissa for the best healer in the game. But she is everywhere, and I mean everywhere. She's amazing in GVG. In fact, she's not just amazing in GVG, she's required in GVG for your at least one of your GVG defenses. She is pretty much, she puts out the most heals, I think, bar someone like Ezrith, but not Ezrith. Anyway, she puts out massive heals relatively quickly. Not only that, I believe she does, see, I don't have her, so it's very annoying. So she does, I think, Rage. She is, yeah, it is Rage Regen. She's got Rage Regen. She is brilliant. An absolutely top tier healer that everyone needs. And that I will desperately try and get, but I may have to wait a while, because I don't know whether she is the one I'm going to choose or whether I'm going to choose Nizar, but it is annoying. But she is up there. She is literally in every comp, pretty much every strategy for any type of content where you need to place a healer. Oftentimes she is a healer that gets placed, unless of course you're looking for something slightly more specific. But anyway, she's the next needle pusher. Next needle pusher after that is Nizar. Now, this is my free-to-play account, where I luckily got Nizar a couple of weeks ago. But on my main account, I don't have him or her. So Nizar, amazing, everywhere, hits air, hits ground, pretty much in every comp for everything. Literally, I don't think there's any piece of content where you can't make use of Nizar. He's absolutely amazing. He's in GVG, he's everywhere. And I desperately want him. If you do not have Nizar, I mean, I don't need to wax too lyrical about him, because he just is amazing. And if you don't have him, you need to get him. His awakenings are amazing, and he will add so much to your team. If you get him early on, he's a huge carry. I got him on my free-to-play account, stuck him in to just random stuff, because I haven't been pushing campaign and stuff a lot on my free-to-play account, and all of a sudden it just, some levels just become really easy. Anyway, he is great, and obviously he's there for Matrix, Malric's Halls of Illusion. He's amazing. If you don't have Nizar, he's definitely one to consider as one you should probably try and pick. Okay, next we have who's the next one? Another watcher in Draylin. Draylin is brilliant healer. She puts out a lot of heals, and obviously she is a ground tile. She also does damage reduction as well as damage boosting if you have her A1. She's brilliant, and if you're trying to push Abyss and you haven't got 60k, she will make a huge difference. I managed to clear 60k with my Draylin A0. If you get her obviously A1, she gets the what's it called? Not only does she get the boost, she gets a damage increase plus her range increases. So yeah, Draylin, amazing. Now obviously she's also found prominence in AMR, and in the later levels, if you do not have her, I do not think you might be able to clear it at the moment. I'm sure there'll be other solutions at some point, but I think in terms of the easiest ones, Draylin is almost a requirement. So Draylin is up there. If you do not have her, she is definitely one you need to consider. Then next, another watcher, Guan Yu. New hero, came out, I don't know, a month ago or so. Brilliant, huge damage dealer. Everyone thinks he's specifically brought out for Matrix, and obviously he's amazing there, but he's also great in Malric's Halls of Illusion or anywhere where you need ground tile damage. He doesn't hit air, but He's a tactician, so he can move around, and he does pack a wallop. He's brilliant. So yeah, I want to fly through these, but Guan Yu, up there. If you need a damage dealer on the ground, and if you don't, for example, have Nizar and you're not trying to hit air, and you do have Nizar or whatever, you need to choose, Guan Yu is an option, especially if we're trying to do Matrix. Okay, another one that you should be considering is Numera. Now, Numera is a massive damage dealer, especially if you have Nastia and Vaughn, and she obviously shines in Abyss, but she shines in all kinds of places. She puts out a lot of damage, a lot of magic damage, but obviously when she has the Poison Trio with her, she does even more. Fantastic hero. But obviously her awakenings are good, especially her A3, where she ignores 20% of enemies' magic res each time Nature's Wrath is cast. This effect increases by 5% up to 25% bonus. Yep, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So if you need single target magic damage, she is definitely an option if you need. Okay, next on is back to the healers, and we have where is she? Nerissa. Nerissa is amazing. She not only does she cleanse, she also does a bit of damage in her ultimate. She's got a huge range, and she has one of the coolest healing techniques or healing skills, if you will, when working with a tactician, especially for Marik's Halls of Illusion. You place a tactician within her range as long as she's got enough attack. He gets Nerissa's buff, and then you move him or her out of said range, and they will get healing in perpetuity. Fantastic. That is such a cool skill. The only one who's got a skill similar to that is, what is it? Where is it? Is Ezrin, where Ezrin can heal anywhere on the map technically. But it's not as consistent as Nerissa's once Nerissa has given any particular character the mark. And it works best with tacticians because then they can leave her healing range. She's brilliant. She's using Gateway 3 a lot. She's used in GVG, but not as much. Abyss, she's in Matrix. She's brilliant. Now, whether she is the best healer in the game, it's tough. It all depends what specifically you want, but she does do a lot of things, and she does them very, very well. So if you don't have Nerissa, she's definitely one you want to consider. Okay, then next one. Then we have where is she? New hero came out very recently, Rosalia. One of the most unique ranges in the game, but she is awesome. She obviously can be used in for Matrix, but she can be used pretty much anywhere where you need to put a ground fighter. And if you use her, she just makes defending, as long as you've got like a good defender in front of her, so much easier, because she does slows, damage, and the range is huge, and her ultimate, the amount of range and damage she does, absolutely fantastic hero. Now obviously she's more recent, so a lot of people will have her because she's one of the most recent heroes added to the game, and so most people will have at least tried to get a copy. If for some reason you missed out, she's an option. Fantastic hero, absolutely great, used in all places. Marix, Matrix, AMR, you pick, stick her down. Gear Raid 1, awesome. Hell, she could do a job in Gear Raid 2, technically, but you would have to try to see if she can cycle her ultimate quick enough. But anyway, fantastic. Next is one of the few watchers we can discuss, and that is, where is he? Adrian. Adrian is great, specifically if you want to use him for Matrix. He can act as your tank and a damage dealer, He can be used in Malric's Hordes Evolution. I think if you're trying to get the highest scores in Matrix, he might actually be a requirement. I haven't actually pushed my Matrix, so I actually need to actually find the time and actually push it. But I do know that if you want to get the highest scores, he pretty much is a requirement. If you do not have Adrian, I would suggest that he is one that you thoroughly consider. Okay, next is the lady Valise. Just look at that character model. Awesome. Lady Loki. Very cool, very newish hero. Very powerful. Does huge amounts of damage. And she works absolutely amazingly in conjunction with Ezereth, if you have him. Her summons, once they're finished and they've run out of damage, as soon as they run out of damage and Ezereth is on the map, they just move directly to him. So, which means you can keep them away from each other, and he will still be able to use her summons to up his damage for his ultimate, and at the same time boosting her rage. Fantastic synergy. She's amazing. She's using GVG, Malrix, Matrix. Yeah, brilliant hero. If you don't have her, and especially if you have Ezereth, she might be one that you really do want to consider. Next is the new tank who got added to the game, who is Graves Greybeard. I tried to get him, but actually I luckily got Beatrix. Well, lucky or unlucky. I obviously didn't have either, and I got Beatrix, and I'm not upset about that at all. But Graves is good. He's very new to the game, probably one of the newest heroes in the game, and as such, I don't think we've discovered all the best places to use him, but the place that most people were trying to get him for is Gear Raid 3. He's got pretty cool mechanics for invisible heroes and so on. And he is a great addition to the game. So, if you don't have him and you have, for example, all the others, then perhaps he is the one that you need to consider. Okay. And of course, these are all the best the needle pushers. Now, here is someone OG, which I would be very surprised if you don't have them, but this would apply to someone who is new. Silas. Silas is OG in the game, and he is still relevant today. Reason being, he is quite possibly one of the best single target boss damage dealers in the game, still. As long as you have Vienna, you have Silas, that's when you unlock his full damage. He is amazing, especially for progression and Void Rift and anywhere and single target boss damage. Silas is still one of the best. And if for some reason you do not have him but have everyone else, he is one you probably need to get, as long as you have Vienna. But Silas, amazing. Right. Next one is Yuri. Yuri is a fantastic healer. She's not absolute healer. Fantastic marksman. Not absolutely necessary, but she is very, very good. She shines in very specific places, but what she does very well. Anti-air specialist. In anti-air arena, she shines, and Gear Raid 3, she shines. But there's going to be other places as the game goes on where she will just turn up and do what she does best, which is put out a bit of damage that helps from one enemy up until the other until everything's gone. Very, very good. Fantastic marksman. Out of all the list, she is not the highest if you had to rank them, but she is very, very useful. So if you haven't got her, but you've got all the rest, she's definitely one you should try to get. Then we've got, I'm going to say, where is she? She's just been on a banner. Hatsa. Hatsa's amazing. If you don't have her, but you have everyone else, you've got to get her. She's great. Especially if it's early on. Progression, huge carry. Fantastic hero. But I'm assuming if you didn't pull for her last week, that you have no need of her. So, but I just put her in as a mention in case you didn't have her. And then the final one, I think, is... Where is she? Beatrix. Beatrix. Great. Yeah, I just got her, so I'm still playing around with her. But yeah, she is great. If you have her and Valise and Ezereth in a map, you're just gonna cook. And she's brilliant. If you have all the rest and you do not have her, Beatrix is a good one. And actually, there's one more. Magda. But she was on a banner with Hatset last weekend. So if you didn't pull for her then, I'm assuming you already have her. I don't have her, but if you're trying to push higher in Matrix, she is, wouldn't say she's an absolute requirement, but she does put out a huge amount of damage. And yeah, those are the biggest needle pushers in the game. Usually they are pushing for specific pieces of content, but some of them can be pretty much used everywhere, like Nazar. So if you do not have most of them or any of them or one of them, that is the list that you need to pull for. Everyone else, not even a consideration. Those are the heroes that you will need to pull for if you need them. I'm assuming if you're very early in the game, I would probably pick Nezar. If you're very early in the game and you don't have him, because he can be used anywhere. If you're middle in the game, just pick out of the list who you do not have. And if you're end game, by now you probably have most of them and you're just looking for awakenings. And that's basically it. So guys, I'm not going to spend too much time trying to break it down. That's your list. Have at it. You've got plenty of time in this game. Pick one and go with it. There's always time to get the rest, because so long as this game continues, you might be playing it for years. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. Whoever you choose, I wish you all the very best of luck in getting them. And yeah, whatever you do, do it well. I'm Transient, and I'm out.